Ho, 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 ho. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dear Santa, the podcast. As you know, if you watch the preview, Mrs. Claus has been pushing me for a little while now to do a podcast, the Elves Love podcast. And from what I understand, a lot of you humans do as well. So here we go. This podcast is going to hopefully be a lot of fun. We're going to be interviewing guests about some of their favorite Christmas memories and funniest Christmas memories and just have a good time and a nice conversation. So let me introduce our guest today. Her name is Hayden Rinde, and Hayden was born and raised just outside of Atlanta, Georgia. Growing up, she enjoyed helping her grandmother bake many types of sweet treats, and over the years, fell in love with baking. Since 2019, she has called Pennsylvania her home, along with her husband and two dogs, Tootsie and Bodie. And by the way, Tootsie and Bodie both have barked at me when I've come down the chimney at your house, Hayden, but we'll get into that later. As a fierce advocate for all local and small businesses, she works for the Greater Lehigh Valley Chamber of Commerce by day and by night runs her own decorated sugar cookie business, Hayden's Confections. For the last 4.5 years, Hayden has created custom cookies out of a local commercial kitchen for a wide variety of events, from baby showers and birthday parties, weddings, and more. Along with custom cookies, she offers decorating classes, like those held in partnership with the Dear Santa shop, and supports local organizations through cookie fundraisers. While ensuring the cookies are expertly decorated to match any event, the number one priority for Hayden's Confections is that they taste good, so she operates under the slogan, "Cookies almost too pretty to eat." You can find out more about Hayden's Confections on Facebook and Instagram. And I, for one, can tell you I've eaten the cookies that Hayden makes. They are amazing. Don't tell Mrs. Claus that I said that. Anyway, Hayden, welcome to the podcast. We're glad to have
Thank
you
you,
here.
Santa. I'm so excited to be here.
Wonderful. We are so excited to see you. So, as I think I'd said to you when we first reached out, we hear a lot of stories. I hear a lot of stories, and my friends tell a lot of stories about Christmas and why it's special to them. So, maybe you could start. Do you have a first Christmas memory that you can remember?
I do actually have a first Christmas memory. It's one that involves you, Santa. I must have been one of the first stops on your trek that evening because your boot prints were left in my living room.
Oh,
So that is the earliest Christmas memory that I can recall. Waking up on Christmas morning and seeing those boot prints was so exciting. So I love the spirit of Christmas, and that just made it extra special that year.
oh, that's so wonderful. I'm so glad to hear that. I try not to track dirt or soot or snow into the house, but sometimes it happens. So
It's okay. It makes it more magical.
good, 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 good. So tell us about Christmas Eve. Do you do something with your family on Christmas Eve? Is there a traditional dinner or any fun games that your family does on Christmas Eve? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Christmas Eve, we really just make sure to spend time together. We don't have any specific traditions, but we sometimes will watch a movie in our
Mm-hmm.
Christmas pajamas. It kind of fluctuates every year. Sometimes we go to church and ring in Christmas with that midnight service at church. So it really depends on the year that how we celebrate.
Well, I'll tell you what, midnight mass throws a little curveball sometimes into my visits because I have to keep an eye out for those houses that go to midnight mass and make sure I swing by a little bit later. So
I'm sure. I'm sure.
yeah, it happens sometimes. There was a couple times I almost got caught because I went to the house a little early because they took a midnight mass in.
Oh
So
no.
so then tell me when you were a little girl, Christmas morning, did you have to wait at the top of the stairs? Did mom and dad have to have their coffee or orange juice first before you got to come down and how did that work out for you?
Sure. So I have a younger brother. And so he would wake me up every single Christmas morning. And so as we got older, his gift to me was to be able to sleep in
Okay.
and not wake up as early. But my mom would always have us sit at the top of the stairs. She got our picture every year together. And then we were able to come down and see all the presents from you, Santa, and from our parents as well.
Oh, that's wonderful. I mean, those pictures must just be a great kind of family treasure and memory to look back on those and just remember those times.
Absolutely, absolutely. They're some of my favorite. So you can see as the older we get that we're like, okay, mom, for real. So if any kids out there, their moms take pictures, It happens to us all. Just let her have the picture.
Absolutely. That's the least they can do is let mom and dad get that picture in that morning. And then
Absolutely.
did you traditionally attack the stocking first, or did one person get to quote unquote play Santa Claus and hand the presents out? What happened with that?
So we did attack our stockings first. Our family was very, very unique with our stockings because we had hand knitted stockings that were probably like 3, 4 feet. They were very, very big.
I remember.
Um,
I felt like if I remember correctly, I think sometimes I almost threw a couple presents in there too because they were so
yes,
big.
yeah, you did. And
Yep.
that's why the stockings were my absolute favorite because you never knew what was going to be inside. So the stockings were always my favorite. And then my younger brother, he would, for the other presents, he would play Santa. He actually
Okay.
played Santa in a play growing up.
Okay.
And so he continued those skills. No one could ever replace you and your jolliness, but he gave it a good
Thank you.
shot and would hand out the presents to the family.
Well, that's fantastic. That's a lot of great memories. Do you remember like a favorite present or a couple favorite presents throughout the years, and what were those?
One of my favorite presents was the first dog that I remember our family having. So when I was young, we had a chocolate lab. I
Mm-hmm.
don't remember because he had passed very early when I was very young. But the first dog that I remember getting Christmas morning was the black lab that you brought us. So that was very special. He loved vanilla wafers that you brought him as
Good.
well.
Good. Good. Good.
So you knew just what our family needed.
Good, good, good. That's really special, and that's great to hear. It's, animals are tough for Santa to bring sometimes because it gets so cold on the sleigh. So we don't do it very often, but in special cases, I'll work with the elves and make sure that we get the animal there safely because it can get a
Yeah,
little chilly on the sleigh at night. Bringing a dog to a house, but
I'm
well,
sure.
that's so great to hear, and I'm so glad that made you happy and has a special memory. And then, so tell me, let's go away from kind of the schedule for a minute. Favorite Christmas movie? Do you have one?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Um, there's so many good ones I couldn't just pick one, but there's some staple ones that
Okay,
Christmas would not be the same without. For me, those are The Grinch with Jim Carrey.
okay,
Um, that is absolutely one of my favorites. The Home Alone, the first two Home Alones, I really, really enjoy.
great,
Polar Express is another really great
classic.
one.
Mm-hmm.
And then Netflix recently has put out some great movies too that we really enjoy the content that they've been putting out.
Yeah, there's one. I think there's a series that I've seen Mrs. Claus and I watch called The Christmas Chronicles, which
Yes,
was
we love that
really.
one.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't look like Kurt Russell, but and he makes fun of the belly a little bit in the movie, but he's still on the nice list. So
Yeah, that's good.
yeah, but those are really well done movies. He and Goldie Hawn and did a really nice job with those Christmas movies and
Yes, we
portrayed
like
Santa
those a
pretty
lot.
well. So I feel okay about that. So
Good.
well, let's talk about your expertise. Let's talk about cookie making.
Yeah.
What is now? I remember over the years between your grandmother's cooking and baking and your baking, eating some amazing cookies when I came to your house and when I still come to your house. What do you have a favorite Christmas cookie?
So right now, I would have to say, because I specialize in decorated sugar cookies, that is absolutely number one on my list. But when I'm not eating sugar cookies, I really, really enjoy a cookie that my mother-in-law and my husband have introduced me to.
Okay.
That is called an oatmeal scotchy. So it's kind of
Oh,
like an oatmeal raisin, but
yep.
it has butterscotch morsels instead of raisins in it.
Those are delicious. And one of the more underrated cookies but occasionally I remember your mother-in-law and husband used to leave those out for me and you don't
They're
get
really
those a
good.
lot. So those are a special treat when I come across an oatmeal scotchy.
Yeah, absolutely. They're
Those are
very
pretty
unique and
delicious.
different.
Well, we may have to get some recipes from you to put up on the site and share some recipes with some people.
Absolutely. I
Now
would be
obviously
happy to.
none of the sugar cookies are secret recipe because I've had those and that needs to say secret. That's a amazing recipe. Although maybe you and Mrs. Claus can get together and share some notes because your cookies Your cookies rival Mrs. Claus. I'm not gonna
Oh,
lie.
wow. Well, that is the highest compliment I could ever ask for. So, absolutely, I will definitely be happy to work with
Well,
Mrs. Claus.
good. Well, that's very kind of you because she's so wonderful and does such an amazing job at the North Pole and I am very lucky in that she makes me some delicious cookies. But if she and you can trade some secrets, I think that would be a lot of fun.
It
And
would be my honor.
oh, that's wonderful. So tell me, let's talk now about Christmas Day. Let's jump back again. So
Yeah.
open all the presents, the wrapping papers everywhere, all over the family room. Do you guys do a big Christmas lunch or dinner? Or what's the rest of the day look like? Does it look like Christmas movies or just playing with your toys and dad and mom sitting there helping set them all up for hours on end? What's it all look like?
So growing up, we always did a big breakfast afterwards. We love brunch. So we would do a big breakfast, and just like you said, we would play with all of our toys and get them all built. Now that we're a little bit older, we do still have brunch. We
Okay,
make it
good.
as a family now, and one of the traditions that we've implemented over the years is after dinner, we make some sort of Christmas dinner. After dinner, when the sun goes down, we go and ride around town and look at all the Christmas light displays that have become so popular.
That's wonderful. Oh my gosh. Do you have a favorite kind of display? Do you do something out in front of your house or are you a
I
are you a
we
blow
don't
up
do
inflatable person or what? Tell me about your Christmas decorations.
Yeah, we icicle lights are so classic. So I
Mhm.
love our icicle lights. And then we started to get into the old school blow molds.
Oh,
So
okay.
we
Yeah, the
don't have a
plastic.
ton. We just
Okay.
yeah. We have a couple blow molds. I went to a blow mold auction actually,
Nice.
which was really cool up in like the Pocono area.
Okay.
So yeah, we don't have a ton of decorations. Our yard is a little smaller, as I'm sure you remember.
Mhm.
But I love the houses where you can go and you can turn the radio to a specific station and then it plays choreographed to the music. Those are some of our favorite.
That's awesome. I love the blow molds. They are just kind of classic 50s and 60s and 70s look and that's
Yes,
kind of a neat thing. A neat thing. Not everything has to be a blow up decoration nowadays. The blow molds
absolutely.
and they survive the wind a little bit better, to be honest with you
They
too.
do. Yes.
So tell me a little bit about when you decorate. So we at the North Pole we're decorated all year long, obviously, because we're the North Pole. We're there, but do you wait until after Thanksgiving? Are you a December 1st person? I know some people that as soon as Halloween is done, they consider Thanksgiving a meal and Christmas the next holiday on the calendar. Tell me about your decorating and when you time all that out.
So Thanksgiving is probably one of my most favorite holidays.
Okay.
So I am a big hashtag save the bird.
Okay.
No decorating until after Christmas or after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So I absolutely love Thanksgiving. Fall is one of my favorite seasons, so extending that to Thanksgiving, all the reds and the yellows and the oranges, I absolutely really enjoy. Sometimes Christmas creeps in there a little early. With my full-time job, we help light the Christmas trees around the Lehigh Valley in different communities. So sometimes it creeps in a little early, but here in my home, we try to decorate after Thanksgiving.
There you go. Well, I was invited to come down to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania to do their tree lighting, so I'm going to make an appearance. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's the day after Thanksgiving, so you should be okay with that.
Yeah,
So,
it sure is.
yeah,
It sure
there.
is. So we're
Okay,
so excited to have you there.
I've got it on the calendar, so we're I'm going to fly on down. I'll probably bring a couple reindeer, but try to rest the rest. But that'll be a lot of fun. Let's talk about Christmas trees. Are you a
Yes.
real tree person? Are you a design? I don't like the term artificial tree. I like the term designer tree. So are you a real tree person or a designer tree person?
I personally love a real tree.
Okay.
However, we're not typically home at Christmas. Our family still lives in Georgia, and my in laws live in Florida. So we're normally traveling to see them, which I'm sure throws you completely off.
We
Um,
we get the updates pretty well. The elves in
good.
charge of the travel really do an amazing job keeping me updated with where people are
Good,
going to be
awesome.
located.
We've
Yeah,
never not had any gifts,
good.
so
I'm glad to
you
hear
do a
it.
great job. So we typically have a decorated tree, not live tree in our
Hmm.
household, but there is nothing that is that could replace the smell of a real Christmas tree.
Yeah, I appreciate that, but I do recognize not everybody can have a real tree, and that's as long as you make it yours and it's beautiful. Doesn't matter if it's real or designer or whatever you like. But how about let's talk ornaments? Do you have kind of a theme to your tree or any special ornaments? I know some people that have 5 different trees, and one is from travel, and one is from things growing up, and one are, from their parents. But do you have a theme to your tree at all, or do you have a favorite ornament or two?
We don't really have a theme, so I'm actually going to jump to the lights because
Okay.
that's a big controversy in our household.
Oh,
I
okay.
love white lights. My husband loves the colored lights. So
Okay.
last year we combined them, and some days we had the white on, some days
Okay.
we had the colored on, and some days we had both on, and it was absolutely beautiful.
All right.
So for the ornaments, though, it's really just a collection of kind of all that you just mentioned. Our travels, some things from our childhood. We've put seashells for when we go and visit the beach.
Ooh,
We've homemade our own ornaments
very
and even
nice.
homemade ornaments with our puppy's paw print. So it really is just an assortment of very, very colorful, happy memories for us.
That's wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful. 2 more questions for you.
Sure.
Have you ever come close to catching me? I don't think so. I think you were always a pretty good girl and stayed in bed and didn't try to stay up and catch me. Am I
Yeah,
wrong on that?
I can remember always listening for you, Santa,
Mm-hmm.
but I was always too scared to get out of bed
Okay.
and creep around and creep to the stairs. So I always listened and I fell asleep before I could ever hear you or the reindeer. So
Very good. Okay. Well, I'm happy to hear that. And my last question is, Hayden, is there anything that you'd like to talk about? Any projects coming up that you'd like to talk about, or your cookie company? This is kind of your free time to kind of share with our listeners anything that you want them to know about you, about projects, about your cookie company.
yeah, absolutely. I really appreciate the opportunity. We do have the decorating class coming up at your shop on Main Street in Bethlehem
Mm-hmm.
later this fall. So, really excited to partner with you on that again this year. Anyone interested, my books are kind of open for this fall. I have a couple orders. I do only take a specific number of orders each week to kind of keep a good balance so I don't get
Sure.
burnout. As I'm sure sometimes too many cookies, elves never get tired of
No,
cookies.
we can eat them by the dozens at the North Pole, so we don't
Yeah,
get. But I can see where some humans, too many cookies could get to them a little bit.
absolutely. So, anyone that's interested in reaching out or seeing what exactly Cookies Too Pretty to Eat look like, I would head on over to Instagram or Facebook. You can also Google Hayden's Confections, and all of those links will pop up right there. But I love creating a special treat for people's birthdays and special celebrations. It really is just a unique way to be able to connect with the community.
Well, that is wonderful. And again, everybody, I've had the cookies. They are amazing. They are too pretty to eat, but that didn't stop me anyway. I think I had about 6 or 7 the last time Hayden brought me some cookies. So they are very, very good. So, Hayden, one last thing Christmas wish for this year. What would your Christmas wish for this year be? Not to put you on the spot.
Oh man. Well, my little one here, she's probably gonna bark in the background
Okay.
like she barks when you come down our
Yep.
chimney. Christmas wish for this year. I just to be able to spend time with my entire family. Families living in separate places, it's hard to divide the time. So just finding some good quality time to spend with both sides of the family.
Oh, well, that's really a great wish, and I'll do everything I can to help out with that for sure. But thank you so much for joining us on the podcast, Hayden. It was great talking with you, and I wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas and a very wonderful New Year. And we were excited to have you. And again, thanks again. And I look forward to you and Mrs. Claus getting together and trading some notes on the cookies.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Santa. This was so much fun.
Well, everybody, it is letter to Santa time. What I'd love for everyone to do is be able to drop me an email with any questions that they have for Santa, and I will do my very best to answer them at the end of every episode. So our letter today comes from Lisa in Syracuse, New York. And Lisa's question is, Dear Santa, do you have a favorite reindeer? Oh my goodness, Lisa, that is such a good question and such a difficult one to answer because I really, honestly, I don't have a favorite reindeer. They are all my dear friends. I love them like family. Dasher was the first reindeer, in case you all didn't know about it. Dasher was the first reindeer I started working with. Dasher actually well, let me start back. Before I had reindeer that I worked with a horse named Silverbell. And Silverbell used to pull a sleigh for me, and we used to deliver presents. But then word got out about Santa, and more boys and girls just kept being nice. And I needed someone else to help pull a sleigh. And I came across a reindeer once whose name was Dasher. And so Dasher joined us and started pulling the sleigh with Silverbell. And then Dasher had so much fun doing it, she invited all the rest of her family to join us. So then there's Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen and Comet and Cupid and Donder and Blitzen. So 2 things about the reindeer. 1, Dasher's the oldest, and Donner, which the people in the United States call one of my reindeers, is actually Donder. Is Donner's original name is Donder. And Donder means thunder, and Blitzen means lightning. So right in front of the sleigh, the last 2 reindeer right in front of my sleigh are Donder and Blitzen, which mean thunder and lightning. They're 2 of the strongest reindeer that I work with. Now, some of you, I know your favorite reindeer is Rudolph. He gets a lot of press. He hears about it quite a bit. They made a movie about him, a song about him. Rudolph is an absolutely amazing reindeer. And Rudolph is also my youngest reindeer, if you didn't know that, boys and girls. So back to the question, Lisa. No, I don't have a favorite reindeer. I love them all for all their different reasons. And they are just wonderful to work with and have wonderful families who I've gotten to know all of. But no one favorite. Love them all. But thank you for your question. For anyone else that has questions, you can drop an email to historicdearsanta@gmail.com, and we'll try to get to those to answer them here on air. Again, historicdearsanta, one word, @gmail.com. Thank you so much, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful evening and Merry Christmas. Ho, 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 ho.